Hey folks, welcome to the live stream. It's been a long time since I've done a live stream. The last one I did, I was building a squirt, and it turned out Nurk started building one probably 30 minutes after I started, and I haven't done a live stream since. I love watching live streams. I love watching all the other YouTubers do their live streams. I figured, might as well throw one out there. Why not? So bear with me if the audio is messed up or you can't hear me, can't see me, something, just drop a line down there in the chat box there. I'm watching that on one screen. I've got some other stuff going on the other side. Yeah, there's going to be some errors. There's going to be some issues. I guarantee it. Yeah, like I said, this is kind of uncharted territory for me. I've had a PC that could not handle doing this, and I've recently upgraded, so might as well go for it. All right, guys, thanks for stopping by. This is kind of unscripted. Don't really have a whole lot planned. Obviously, as the live stream description says, I do plan on doing a giveaway today. If you caught my video last week about the DJI Foam Fit Kit, this guy here, I plan on doing that drawing today. So stay tuned for that. And, you know, maybe I might find a couple things along the way, depending on how things are going. Anyways, so got a couple people creeping on in here. I'm going to say hi to Matt, Robert, Johnny, nice flying with you today, buddy. Thomas, Chris, Good Nugs, another John, was that Etherics, Alan, Hans, Robert, KSC, FPV, John Larson, Chris I, couple more repeats in there, Mr. Spat, Robert, another one from Johnny. Yeah, Johnny, I need to stream from the battleship. Might actually, was kind of thinking, might do that. Wow, this YouTube chat thing really kind of sucks. It just jumps all over the place. It's hard to follow a beat. If you want to get my attention in there, just type @TweetFPV and it'll highlight my name in yellow, and that'll kind of get my attention. Or you can always do the super chat thing if you really feel like it. But hey, I don't expect anybody to do that. Anyways, if you want to put your flight videos up, I posted a link to my Discord earlier, and it should be down in the video description. Go ahead and hit that and drop it in there. I might play a few throughout the day. It's really weird not having any audio and no one talking back to me. I'm used to being on the other side of the screen. This is kind of different for me. Tech Dude, what's up, man? Hope you're having better luck getting quad parts than you have been in the past. Anyways, so the NPRM, it's over with, or at least the comment period is, and I really hope that at least the vast majority out there got out there, made your voices heard. Yeah, I admit it's probably not going to do any good. I'll be honest with you. If you got a chance to, oh, by the way, not sponsored by my boys in blue, but it's going to be one of those streams, I tell you right now. If you got a chance to poke through Amazon's response to the NPRM, yeah, they're pushing hard, really hard to immediately activate the remote ID, and I don't think they realize what it's going to do to everybody, and I'm pretty sure that they just don't really care. Yeah, I can answer tech questions. This is a pretty open forum. I'll dive into some tech questions as best I can. I mean, if it's going to be a 40-minute one-on-one, this is probably not the place for it. Discord is definitely the place to get your tech questions answered. I've got a couple really good people in there that are helping me out when I'm not available. Either I'm at work or dealing with other things around the house. You'll be able to get some help there. It's nice that we're nice and small. People's problems kind of get dealt with. And I kind of want to keep it that way. Anyways, so the NPRM comment period's over. There's quite a few comments, but started thinking, hey, maybe some of those are in favor of the remote ID process. And man, we'll see. This whole FAA thing's got me down. It's got me kind of depressed to fly. I mean, I fly a little micro in the house every once in a while. As you can see, I got my tree back there for flying, and I got some gates hanging up from the ceilings, and a couple things here and there. Amazon will sell less quad parts. Yeah, well, you know, that brings me up to my first thing I want to talk about. Let's see if I can get these quick buttons to work. Elgato Stream Deck, have you ever seen them? They make a really cool thing, but for about $6 and 12 hours of printing and some soldering, you can make one yourself. Pretty easy to do. All right, here we go. All right, that worked. So, talking about the NPRM, I don't know if you guys saw this post from Tyler Brennan. And if you don't know who Tyler Brennan is, he is the man who owns Race Day Quads. Basically, in a nutshell, he's saying his company is going to fight the FAA to the bitter end, up to the point where he basically has to shut down RDQ. And I kind of understand where he's coming from, because if this thing goes through, he might as well throw everything to the wind, because his company's probably not going to survive, quite honest. And it would be really cool to see the other stateside retailers kind of join in with them, because same thing with Pyro and Get FPV. If this thing goes through, they're probably done. They'll be able to maybe survive and eke out a living, but they will definitely not thrive. And I could see some doors shutting. I mean, of course, Banggood, they'll send you anything. They'll send you 1.2 gigawatt VTXs. They'll send you they'll send you just about anything. And this just shows that at least there's somebody with a big voice and some money behind it that's willing to fight for what's right and fight for the hobby. And also, I mean, it's definitely, there's going to be some, it's definitely selfish. I mean, it's his livelihood. I mean, yeah, he has a full-time job in the U.S. Air Force, I believe. But, you know, it's doing what's right. Yeah, John. RDQ is going to bring a lawsuit to the FAA. We'll see what happens there. You never know. But yeah, this whole FAA thing is, we'll see what happens. It's been kind of radio silence for a little while since the comment period ended. I believe it was Monday this week it ended. If you didn't get out there and make your voice heard, I get it, especially since every comment is public. A lot of people didn't want to put in their info and start, throwing their stuff out there. All right, let's see. Matt, he's got a question here. My newbie drone fall to the ground. Motors always spin after it hits the ground, and it's fine. Sent back to newbie drone. They said it was fine. Bound it to a different radio. Same. Fall to the ground. Motors always spin after it hits the ground. Fine again. Sorry, man. I'm not quite tracking you on that one. Buying from RDQ. I submitted a warranty claim for a board that fried on a Friday morning, and I got a new one by Monday afternoon. It was pretty amazing. And here's another thing. It's one of these little things that kind of irks me in the back of the head or in the back of my mind is everybody says, oh, Pyro drones, awesome shipping, they get me my parts. RDQ's awesome, they get me parts. All they do is get it to the mailbox. The United States Postal Service has got to get some credit there, man. They have really turned their game around, especially since they started working with Amazon and then they stopped. They have really stepped up their game. Yeah, they still lose stuff here and there, but man, they're killing it. Thomas FPV and towing. What are you using? FR Sky or Crossfire? Well, I'll be honest. I'm actually using both. It sucks. I really like the Tango 2, and I really like the X Lite, or the X9 Lite S. These are both excellent controllers. This is just so limited in what it can do, but I don't know. I mean, they're both good. You can't really go wrong with either one. Real question is do you want to fry micros? And if you do you want to carry 2 radios? If the answer is no, I don't want to carry 2 radios, then get the FR Sky. USPS has been kicking butt lately. Flat rate boxes are good. They're kind of expensive though. I find especially since I've been doing a lot of shipping, if you use priority mail and pick your own box, anything up to about a pound is about $5. It's pretty cheap. Yeah, I don't really want to tally up how much it is I spend at RDQ, Get FPV, or any of those. I'm sure my wife tallies it up every once in a while, and we always have to have that talk. Kind of sucks. Anyways, yeah, so Pyrrha Flip. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but this is their new race frame. And kind of curious what you guys think about it. I kind of like it. I've never flown a box frame, but at the same time, I mean, if you've ever seen like the progression of the floss frames, it's like 3 different carbon pieces, a couple standoffs, and some screws, and a top and a bottom plate. Like, it's really simple, really easy to work on. And then the Floss 3 came out, and it got more parts. And the Floss 3 3.0 Lite came out, and it was even more pieces. And now this is even more pieces. And it's like, where are we going here? Are they getting away from the mentality of doing trackside repairs, or just throw it in a bag and get another one? Because that's what this guy is kind of looking like. I don't know if you've ever flown with the arm braces, but I mean, I broke one today, and it was in a pretty light crash, and they break pretty easy. This is just a bunch of arm braces everywhere, so it's pretty intricate. There's lots of different pieces. This is definitely something you're probably not going to fix trackside, because let's say you broke this arm, you got to pull off 2 motors to replace 1 front strut. I do want to get a hold of one of these just to see what it looks like, and just to kind of, I don't know, just see what it's like. But I don't know. I think they're kind of getting away from what they're supposed to be doing. Yeah, you jump to the Jumper T16, and you're going to go with Crossfire. Jumper T16 is a damn good radio. It's a little bit larger form factor than what I like. And if you get one, I highly recommend opening it up and just putting some hot snot on all those ribbon cables in there. If you poke around the interwebs, you'll find a lot of people complaining about losing control from sticks, from switches, from their screen, from sliders, because of all those ribbon cables that are in there. FR Sky makes a more expensive product because they use wires and pin headers, or wires and connectors, and they don't come apart. Those ribbon cables, they do tend to fall apart on their own. Or not fall apart, but come disconnected on their own with just travel and vibration and shaking around. Really easy to shore them up. I do recommend doing it though. Otherwise, you might find yourself stuck at the field without a radio that works. Let's see, what else do we got going on in this world of FPV? Well, okay, so if you don't know about my radio grips, I figure I'll do another shameless plug here for them. But I have been making grips for these radios for a little while now. It's nothing more than skateboard tape. It's kind of abrasive. It does kind of wear down a little bit after a while. But I make them for the X9 Lite, the X9D, the Jumper T16. The Tango 2 has been a super good seller lately. They're pretty nice looking grips. I make all sorts of different colors and patterns for these things. The latest one that I've added to the collection that I'm about to put up on my Etsy page is for the Jumper T8 SG. So basically all the Jumper series. This Jumper radio, let me turn that up a little bit. This Jumper radio is a little different. I was poking through Banggood. I found this guy, and it's a little different. It's got Hall sensor gimbals. It's got deviation firmware on it, so it's a multi-protocol. But and it's also got USB-C. Takes 18650s. Comes with a nice little battery tray inside of it. But this thing is an absolute hot mess of a radio. I swear, I had to tear apart one of the gimbals and turn the magnets on them to get it to work. I had 100% travel going to the left side and then like 2% travel going to the right. There was no amount of calibration that would fix it. If you get a good one, it's not too bad. They're small. They're very capable. It's got a JR bay in the back of it, so you can put your Crossfire or R9 in there. But yeah, at least the one I got, the build quality is pretty poor. Yeah, it's very small in the hand, Robert. You can see it's a very, very small radio. I'd say the spacing between the sticks is very similar to that of the X-Lite. Phoenix 2. What is a Phoenix 2? Is that a frame, John Larson? Yeah, X9 Lite's a great radio, Matt. Really happy with that one. Let's go back through the chat here, see if I missed anybody with a question. All right. Well, let's see. Good Nugs. I don't know. Honestly, everyone is on the Rettel train, and I never really see camera comparisons anymore. Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah. The Phoenix camera. Okay, I gotcha. I don't know, man. The market's saturated with cameras. There's not a whole lot of places to go, especially with the whole DJI system out there. I don't think there's a lot of profit in cameras. Basically, instead of making them look better, companies are making them smaller and lighter and a much lower latency. The RunCam Racer Nano. I was using one of the older Swifts, and I put one of those in the Racer Nanos, the tiny little cameras. Wow, what a huge difference. You don't know the difference until you go back to the old camera, how different it was. But I think they're going for smaller rather than better, if that makes any sense. Still, the best looking camera I've ever used was a RunCam Eagle. Still a great camera, but they're heavy, they're big, and they're expensive. With as much, especially, I mean, I do a lot of racing. I do more racing than I do acro, and the fact that everything gets destroyed pretty easy racing, you go with whatever's light and whatever's cheap, because it might not survive the day. Chris, hello from Toronto. Tornado, Central Tennessee. How is the weather up there? I'm down in southern Alabama right now. I know I don't sound like I'm from down here. I'm not. I'm from Michigan originally, just north of Ann Arbor. I'm trying to keep talking while reading. I'm finding myself having a hard time doing that. If there are any of you guys out there are racers, I don't know if you saw the 2020 MultiGP global qualifier track, but that is out now. And if you haven't seen it, here is a quick clip of it. And this thing, it's going to go quick. And this is on Velocidrone right now. If any of you out there haven't tried Velocidrone, I recommend it and give it a shot. It's a pretty good simulator. You have to have a decent computer that can run it. I've in the past not liked Velocidrone. My old laptop couldn't run it worth a crap, and it flies differently if you don't have the horsepower to push the frames per second. Look at that. They're talking about flying between the guy wires on that double gate. It's crazy. But this ought to be a lot of fun. The one they came out with last year was a lot of fun. This one looks pretty good too. Oh yeah, Buckeye, Wolverine. I root for the wings. I don't really care about the rest of that. Let's see. Jackson Andrews. You're talking about the video of how it was made video I did for the radio grips. I had a lot of fun making that. That took some time though. It took a while. I really enjoyed it though. 3-inch, 4-inch being the new norm, just to come up below 250 grams. Well, so if you've kind of been following the whole NPRM stuff, they haven't really addressed 250. They talk about it a little bit in there. They haven't really made any rulings on 250 gram, but there is a good possibility that will end up being regulated as well. Along with that, the NPRM does allow for us to fly at designated FRIA sites. So I would assume places that do races will continue to be FRIA sites as long as they can. I don't think 5-inch is going anywhere. Getting a 5-inch below 250 that is kind of what we're used to ain't gonna happen. Not for a while. Not until. Yeah, I don't see it. I built a 5-inch toothpick that came in at 250 grams, and man, it's right on the razor's edge. If I printed out my pilot ID number and put it on there, I'd probably be over 250. That's how close it is. But 3-inch and 4-inch, I've seen some people hold their own against some 5-inch pilots. I mean, of course, skill has to do with everything. I'm sure if you put a top-tier pilot and a 3-inch, hell, even probably a toothpick, he'd probably crush the average weekend warrior in a 5-inch. But yeah, 250 grams is definitely going to become more of a thing. Battery technology is not there yet to get the same level of performance that we're used to. And a 250 gram quad, it's just not there yet. Yeah, but unfortunately, we'll have to just wait and see how things shake out. I don't want to be a pessimist, but I live in the real world and I'm not immune to the realities of things. It's probably not going to be good. They're probably going to get somewhat of their way and enough that's just going to make our lives miserable. Anywho, all right, let's see. We got anything over in Discord? Take a peek here. Nothing. All right. Well, I guess I can move on over to drawing a random name for this DJI foam kit that I have to give to my YouTube viewers. If you haven't gotten your name, made a comment on the video for this, I'll give you a couple more minutes, get over there, make a comment. I'll pop a link to that video here in the comments. And if you don't know what this is the new, it's like almost like memory foam for the DJI FPV goggles. This made a huge difference for me. So far, it's been the best thing I've found so far for comfort and light leaks and all that stuff. So go ahead and pop on over there, drop a comment. like if you would. I'd appreciate that. That helps with the whole YouTube algorithm. And we'll give that a few more minutes. Patrick O'Connell, welcome. Appreciate you stopping by. What do you fly? You fly acro or you race? Roll Tide or War Eagle? I am so sick of hearing people say that. I can't stand it. I really. All my neighbors, they all yell Roll Tide, so I just kind of do the same thing just to, get them to go away. See, the big problem with the FRIA sites is that here in New Mexico we have 25 AMA fields. All are private. 24 of the 25 are fixed wing only. One is dedicated to FPV, which is in Albuquerque, 4.5 hours away. Yeah, that is a huge problem with the whole FRIA thing. I got a feeling that hopefully, well, I don't have a feeling. I'm hoping that if this all does go down, that people will become a little more understanding, or the people who use the fields will seek other opportunities and create their own FRIA sites. I don't know what is going to entail to register a FRIA, but I plan on registering my property at my house as a FRIA, if I can do that. Because with the proposed regulations, you can't fly at your house. You do not own any of the air above your feet. You never have, but now they're going to regulate it. So if you think flying at your own home is going to be legal, it's not. Is it going to stop you? I would hope it wouldn't. Yeah, FPV free pilot video. I like that. Switching from helis. Yeah, I have never flown a heli. I've only seen videos, and they terrify me. I don't want to be anywhere near it. But then again, I've also got a Beast class quad that I've flown over my head a few times, and the weird thing about the Beast class is flying around. You don't think anything about it, but once you fly past yourself and you feel the prop wash off of it, then it sinks in like what it really is. But yeah, helis, those things are nuts. Let's see. I've been trying to get into flying some more fixed wing. I've got a up here. I'm sure you can't see it. I'll give it a little bit of a tilt. I've got a couple fixed wings hanging from the ceiling. I got a flight test night radian that I picked up about 6 months ago. I've flown it once, and I don't know. I've only flown quads, so fixed wing are kind of they're messing with my head. A few times I've flown, I've crashed the crap out of them. Spud FPV, can I fly line of sight? I can, a little bit, not a lot. Bigger quads are easier for me. As soon as I lose orientation, I can't keep going. But flying in the goggles for me is, and I think for most people, definitely easier. You won't be able to make a FRIA unless you're a community-based organization recognized by the FAA. Awesome. And I believe, I could be wrong, that there are technically no CBOs right now. I know there's the AMA and the FPV Freedom Coalition that want to become a CBA or a CBO, but I don't believe any of them actually are. I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure that's it. Yeah, if I'll just be flying home, don't post any videos of your flights. Just backdate them. Oh yeah, I did that a year ago. Yeah, I definitely want to get into fixed wing flying more. I usually take one to the field with me, but by the time things get rolling, it's quad time, go, 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 and then after everything's broken, I've got someone on the phone yelling at me to get home, and I just never get around to it. To be honest, if someone said you get to pick one or the other, I usually just fly the quads. But everybody else flies fixed wing in between the little breaks we get, and they all look like they have a lot of fun. So I just fly the quad and chase them around. Phyllis, you stopping in just now. Beverage of choice tonight. Little PBR. They've been hanging on that blue ribbon for an awful long time. And it's not a hipster thing. I've liked this stuff since I was 16. 21. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the FAA hasn't formally recognized any CVOs, and I'm sure they're going to make that process real easy for everybody. Real easy. Doesn't it, my van is a mobile CVO? Yeah, yeah, you can do that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that if this does go down the way the documentation says, it's going to just basically push people underground, and you're not going to be able to regulate it because you're going to have people flying outside of the regulations. They spent the tax dollars, and they just got the Lance system up, and that, if anybody's never done it, it's really easy and it works. And to make people comply or to follow the rules, you have to make it easy for them. Lance system is very, very easy. You have a smartphone, or at least most people have a smartphone. If you've never used it, it's literally like 3 clicks. Yeah, you've got to register yourself in there, but it's just a little bit of footwork you have to do to make your presence known. And that's it. The Lance system was actually a really good system, and they're basically going to kill it off before they even start it. So it's not being very good stewards of the taxpayers' money, if you know what I mean. Yeah, Boots, I have a wing. I've built it and I've flown it once about 4 feet and augered it right into the ground. And I haven't picked it up since. Didn't break anything, but just I haven't done it. Patrick O'Connell, trying to decide on my first goggles at this point, leaning towards the DJI. Well, yeah, it's really hard to recommend anything other than DJI right now because the DJI can do analog and it can do digital. It can't do analog natively, but you can make it do analog. Whereas all the other manufacturers, they can only do analog. The analog they do is really, really good. Fat Shark and Orca have a very, very good goggle out there. And I mean, they're really good. I've used them both. They're very, very good. And I own a set of HD02s. I've had a set of Orcas on back order from Get FPV for, since January maybe early January. Still haven't seen them. Every week goes by, I'm like, maybe I should cancel my pre-order. But a buddy of mine does have a set. I got a chance to try them out, and I've done a quick little review on them. I really like them. They fit way better than the HD02s do. The DVR is awesome on them. They're very, very complex. They're way more complex than the Fat Sharks are, which is good because they're more future-proof, supposedly. But the downside is another buddy of mine had a set of Orcas, and the pins in the module bay, as soon as he pushed his module in there, they fell inside of the goggle. And like looking from the outside, all the thing is the fit and finish is so good on it that to take it apart, all the screws are underneath the foam. And he had to send it back to Croatia, and he hasn't gotten it back yet. I think he sent it out last week. I think it finally got to Croatia. Shipping's fast, but you always got to wait for customs. You never know what they're going to do. But I always worry with the Orcas, like the fans go out pretty frequently on the Fat Sharks, and they're pretty easy to replace. What's it going to take to replace a fan on an Orca? Because I'm sure they're not using the world's best fans. I mean, they're those little tiny fans. They're not super reliable. They don't last very long, anyways. John Larson, you love your HDO2s, moving up from the EV200Ds. Yep, that is a huge step up. HDO2s right now are probably my favorite goggles for analog. Back to the whole DJI analog thing. The guy who produced this contacted me a couple months ago, and he has designed a faceplate adapter for the analog DJI module. Or not the analog. The analog rapid fire module. Now this has been done before. It's been implemented. I think it started off, I think iFlight originally came out with it. And it was, it's good, but it's big and bulky. Like the module sticks out way farther from the goggle than this. He is getting these things printed out of SLS nylon 12. So this is like a laser sintering process almost. And these are extremely high quality. I have one of these coming. He has a whole tutorial on how to mount them up. These will void your warranty, but let's be realistic here. who's used the warranty on one of these things, and I'm not really worried about voiding warranty on there. I mean, it's not like they're going to, I don't know. I mean, what's going to go wrong with them? You're going to have a tube go out or something? I don't know. Right now I have a module adapter on kind of like this, but it's got cords and stuff hanging out. It's really bulky, doesn't fit the bag anymore. So I've got one of these coming. This is going to be, I think this is going to be the way to go. It barely has any extra footprint to the goggles. Let's see. Doc Murdoch. Okay, I have been flying since early 1970s. I've flown everything from airplane to Formula One, 200 miles an hour, pylon racers, as well as helis, controls and all the stuff. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, so could you imagine where you'd be, where would you be if somebody said, you know, you got into this hobby back in the 1970s and say 75 rolls around, someone says, nope, you're done, knock it off. How would that have affected your development in your future? Because I'm worried for, like, my daughter. I'm finally getting her into flying drones. And I got her one of these guys. I don't know if anybody's seen this, the Emax Easy Pilot. If you have a kid or a youngster or somebody who you want to try to get into flying FPV drones, this is awesome. My daughter's 6. She's flown an E010 a few times, mostly just crashing it. Within about 20 minutes of getting this thing out of the box, getting it set up, she's flying through gates in my basement. Yeah, pretty darn impressive. It has a couple different modes on it. The mode she's flying around in is an altitude hold mode. So she can adjust the altitude, but it'll hold it there. And then the right stick just becomes pitch and then coordinated yaw and roll. So she's learning some bad habits right now, but she's getting the feel for flying a drone around, and she's also getting a feel for how to disarm it when it goes into her hair. So that's kind of fun. She's been having an absolute blast with this. This thing is excellent. It's a brushed Tiny Hawk, basically, and Emax did a really good job on this thing. So if you're looking for something for a first-timer, I highly recommend this. The goggles that come with it are really, really good. The controller it's good enough. It does what it's supposed to do, but this is a hell of a drone. I recommend that for anybody who's trying to get someone into the hobby. I would stay away from the Emax car. Go with the Easy Pilot. It's awesome. It's a lot of fun. Let's see, what else we got going on? Yeah, I got this today, or yesterday actually. I got my FPV Crate for February, and this is what came in the package. Yeah, pretty strange, huh? So because of the global pandemic, or whatever you want to call it, or don't call it anything, the COVID-19 or coronavirus as it used to be called, it has really affected FPV manufacturing. And Get FPV couldn't source the parts that they're trying to get for their FPV Crate, the monthly subscription service. So they had to reach out to TBS, and TBS had to hook them up with the stuff for the box. Pretty good stuff. You'll see that come out, I think, Tuesday. I'll have that live. But it came in a drone drop box, wrapped in a TBS bag. Kind of interesting. Yeah, John Larson, Emax definitely needs to sell the Easy Pilot without the goggles. But I bet you the price of the quad itself is going to be like $20 less than the goggles, and you know they're actually really darn good. Patrick Connell, thinking about going with the Emax Freestyle as my first one. Not concerned about flying indoors. Yep, the Emax Freestyle is a excellent first drone if you're gonna not go with the indoor the ducted rotor things. Yeah, very easy to fly, very, very tame. Good for a first flyer for sure. They're pretty durable. You're probably gonna break a main plate, but you know, carbon fiber can only take so much abuse. Yeah, Freestyle is fantastic. And with the Freestyle, you can eventually get into racing with it too. It's a very capable little quad. You just got your first pair of DJI goggles. Well, do you have yourself the foam fit kit? If you don't, give one away today. Scroll up through the comments or the chat, find the link to my last video, and go ahead and put your name in there. I'm going to make that drawing here in probably 4 more minutes, about 9:45 my time. I'll make that drawing. Yeah, I've been having a lot of fun flying micros indoors, Patrick, and I've been flying the Emax Tiny Hawk 2 and the Mobula 6 a lot, and they both do a lot. They're both really good in their own ways. So let's see, where am I at here? So here is some flight from the Mobula 6 that I did a couple nights ago, and it's really dark out. My daughter has an absolute blast with me chasing her around with this stupid thing. And the Mobula 6, I tell you what, it is not built very well, and the components are pretty cheesy, but it will do some acro really well just because it's so light. Very nimble little quad. I've been having a lot of fun with the Mobula 6. Mobula 6, good place to start for indoor flying. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's a toss-up between the Mobula 6 and the Tiny Hawk 2. The Mobula 6 is definitely, or the Tiny Hawk 2 is definitely built better than the Mobula 6, for sure. The last, I probably shouldn't have shown that. My wife's gonna be pissed. The Mobula 6, my last micro race, I had a DNF because the flux ring actually fell off the motor mid-flight. Didn't hit anything. It just fell right the fuck off. It really irritated the heck out of me. So I was in a loser's bracket, had to bust out my Tiny Hawk 2, which I've been flying the Mobula 6 all night just to switch things up. And the problem with the Tiny Hawk 2 is that the props fall off of it every time you crash the thing. So I don't know. They've got pros and cons to both of them. Updates on Bite Frost development? Nope, haven't heard anything. I sold off my Bite Frost. Things weren't moving very fast for it, and I kind of needed to clear some space for other projects. But I have heard that there's like almost like a beta unit coming out, because the thing that they sent out was an alpha unit. It worked really well, but it was still definitely in development. So the Tiny Hawk 2 is better. Yeah, I'd say it's better. Better camera, better motors, better frame, better flight controller, better VTX. It's just heavy. That's all. It takes 2S, but 2S is kind of it's a marketing thing. I wouldn't ever fly it on 2S. I have. It comes with a 2S pack. It's fun to buzz around with, but yeah, for sure. My recommendation is Tiny Hawk 2. It's faster, at least racing indoors. Based on my timed laps. A buddy of mine didn't believe me. He bought a Mobula 6 and he had Tiny Hawk 2, and he has the same timer I have. He says the Mobula 6 feels faster, which I agree with, but the Tiny Hawk 2 is faster as far as the timer is concerned. Feelings don't count. That's all I got to say. Yeah, the camera's pretty good on the Mobula 6. Let's see. I got a fun little thing here. Maybe I'm looking through my videos here on the other screen. You guys can't see it. I've actually got a video of my Mobula 6 catching on fire right after I, well, not catching on fire, but definitely smoking itself. Let's get this over here, do that, and then the Mobula 6 it's good if you get one that works. Tiny Hawk 2 Race. Looks like a good quad, but I'd build a toothpick. Emax makes really good stuff. If you want a pre-built, that's probably the best pre-built out there. But if you want to build one yourself that's better, build a toothpick. Go to FPV Cycle, see what Bob Rugi's doing. Just do what he does. The guy is a savant when it comes to those things. He has so much time and effort into it that, you know, you might as well do what he's doing. I've actually designed my own toothpick frames, and while I was waiting for Kebab to start producing the original toothpick, said, the heck with this, I made my own. I made my own toothpick frames. I started cutting them out of carbon fiber. I've got a Shapeoko 3 that I picked up at a screaming deal, and I've been cutting carbon fiber parts for a while out of that thing, Christmas presents and all that other fun stuff. But yeah, build a toothpick. Yeah, definitely build a toothpick. But if you want something pre-built, like I said, the Tiny Hawk 2 Race would be pretty good. I have the Beta FPV 75. I love ripping it around. It even does Matty flips, which are a trip to watch, and the goggles being so small. Yeah, the new micros, the 65 millimeter quads, are so light and so powerful compared to the older ones that you can whip out those awesome acro tricks. Drone Arcrea. I'm terrible with names. And hello, welcome to the stream. How do I try to win the DJI FacePad again? All right, let me get you the link to that. Oh, no, wrong video. Stand by and go there. Leave a comment. I'll make the drawing here in 2 minutes. And I think I'll give away a set of my grips. If you aren't aware, I produce grips for radios over on my Etsy shop. I have kind of partnered up with Aaron Ciotti. If you know him, Ciotti FPV. He's been kind of promoting my product. He's been giving away on his streams. And I will give away a set of black grips to either the X9D, the Tango 2, the Jumper T16, the FR Sky QX7 X9 Lite, or the Jumper T8 series. And if you want a chance to win one of those on this stream tonight, bear with me here. I'm stalling for time because I have to pull this stupid form up. All right. And if you want to win the grips, go ahead and fill out the information there on the Google Doc. I'm just using it for the giveaway. After this, I delete it. I don't use it for anything else. And I will draw those before the end of the stream here. Let's see, Raider. I'm new and wanted to try your dump for the Tiny Hawk 2, but was not sure if I needed to put the JESC firmware on it also. Yes, you do, Raider. You will need the JES, the paid version of the JES firmware. I tried using the Jazz Maverick. I was getting desyncs with it. Didn't like it. So you do need to put the JES ESC firmware on it. I don't have a problem giving somebody $4 for their work for doing what he did. Even though it's an open source project, I don't mind giving it to him. The only thing that does suck is if you burn up your board, you've also lost another $4 because they're licensed per serial number, I guess. James, what's my go-to radio? I don't have one. I've been flying the Tango 2 for a lot of my 5-inch quads for racing this last month. I really like it. I like the Tango 2 mostly because of the form factor and how small it is. But if someone held a gun to my head and say pick one, it's going to be this guy here, the FR Sky X9 Lite S. This is probably the best built market that's in this size that that is out there. The gimbals are awesome. The size is just right. The S model has a few extra little bells and whistles. This with a XJT light module on it, you're set. Thomas, FPV and towing, good night. All right, man, we'll see you around. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. Yeah, the video of making Ciati's grips was awesome. Those grips never made it to them. Thank you, United States Postal Service. They've been kicking butt, but they still lose things. And the problem is with my grips when I send them out in an envelope, and I'm kind of skirting the limits as far as what I can get with a stamp. They're right on the edge of the maximum thickness for a letter. So if you buy the larger grips like the QX7, I usually have to add an extra 2-ounce stamp to them so they're non-machinable. That way they make it to you. But that's how I keep my costs down, is they go first-class mail. The sparkly grips are pretty cool. Yeah, so that was a custom order that somebody asked me to do for them. And if you go to my Etsy store, you can pick a color and you can come down to this custom color pattern. When you do that, hit me up and let me know what you want. Find it on Amazon or whatever, send me a link to it. I will buy a roll of that material and I'll cut you a grip and I'll send it to you. This way you get what you want and I get a little bit of stock left over. And if it's something that other people like, I'll end up stocking it, like this blue glitter grip material that I had on that X9 Lite S. It's cool. I mean, you get glitter everywhere for about the first 2 weeks of using it, but it's still it's a really cool looking grip. But yeah, if you want to head over to my Etsy shop, if you want your own set of grips, you can get them over here. All right, enough talking about this this drawing here. Let's just do this because I'm going to forget if I don't. All right, let me cue this up. While I'm getting that set up, let's run some video from flying today, actually. Let's see here. All right, so this was, we've got a guy in our multi-GPT chapter that is really, really good with SketchUp and Velocidrone, and he's been killing it with making our tracks lately. Yeah. And this is the one that we're going to be racing come next Saturday. So I'll just let that run for a little bit here while I'm setting up the drawing. Yeah. And I'm going to mute my mic. We can't help things. That does not sound good.
I really like the hurdle though, it's fun.
Yeah. Brent's been killing it with the designs, man.
Yeah.
You must not have shit to do at work.
I know, right? I guess it's like traveling, like...
There we go, unmuted, here we go. Let's get this guy over here. Yeah, that whole one comment only thing, that's BS. There's plenty of search tools out there that filter out duplicate users, so here we go. There's a URL from my video. Comments, 79 unique comments. And here we go. The winner is Carpath FPV. Wow, I really need this. Thanks for the opportunity to win one. And if for some reason that person doesn't claim it within the next, give them 48 hours. You got 2 days. You got 2 days, buddy. It will go to Jesse T. I cut the nose piece off the original foam, use it with the DJI, blah, blah, blah. And he wants them for his EV200 somethings. All right, whatever. Here we go. Open new tab. All right, so Jesse T, you'll get them if Carpath FPV doesn't claim it in 2 days. For this dude, I'm not really sure how I'm going to do this. Hit me up. Send me an email, tweetfpv@gmail.com. I have a way of verifying you are who you are, but we'll talk about that when you email me. So please hit me up, tweetfpv@gmail.com. If you're interested in the grips that I make, Etsy, it's a good place to go, but they always take a cut. I'd appreciate it if you hit me up direct, tweetfpv@gmail.com. Check out Instagram, hit me up YouTube, Facebook, you name it. I'm everywhere. All righty, let's let me take a look at this over here for a second. Responses, 8 people responding, looking for the grips. Looking for them grips. All right. Oh, gotta reload. Sorry if this offends anybody. I don't mean to, but it's been a long day. A very, very long day. All right. Let me hit this up one more time. If anybody wants to be entered into winning a free set of grips off of this live stream, hit up that link right there. Fill out your info. This info is for me only. It will not be shared. Where can I purchase the face pads? Pyro FPV or Pyro Drone has them. I believe Rotor Geeks in Canada has them. Yeah, go get a beer. You need a beer. Go get a beer. There's a couple other places. I do have a second pad to give away. I'm holding out on you guys. But this one's going to go out to my Patreon members. If you want a chance to get this, head over to Patreon and sign up. I think I have like 6 or 7 patrons. Lowest tier is $2. So go ahead and head over there, and you can get a chance to get one over there. I think I've got 2 people there that use DJI, so if you're number 3, that's pretty good odds. And I'm not like fishing for patrons, but I mean, hey, gotta do what you gotta do, right? Yeah, nothing wrong with adult beverage with adults. Totally agree. I work with a lot of people that don't abide by that, unfortunately. That's a whole other subject. Sorry, getting off on a tangent. All right, let's pull you over here, and we'll get you over to here. Thinking and talking out loud. All right. Let's see, what else have I got? Oh, Banggood. So if you don't know, I do work very closely with Banggood, getting products for review and things like that. My contact left Banggood right before the Chinese New Year. I haven't heard hide or hair from anybody over there, and I'm kind of worried. This COVID-19 thing is some scary shit going on over there, and it's starting to creep into this country, and I'm not worried, but definitely concerned. Definitely concerned. But unfortunately, Banggood did send me something that I have never reviewed because it's a piece of shit. And I'm sure you guys can guess what this is. This is the one and only Caddx Delphine. Yeah. I hate this thing. Absolutely hate this thing. So, I typically do giveaways over on Patreon. This one is one of those things that I will be giving away. I don't know why you'd want it. It works. It's a pain in the ass. I don't like it. But I do a monthly giveaway over there, and this one will probably be coming up this month. So if you're interested in this, head on over there. Like I said, $2, $5, whatever you want to give me. If I've helped you out in the past, I'd greatly appreciate it. I feel dirty shilling myself like this. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop doing that. If you need some one-on-one help with any of your quad problems, I draw the line at kind of at iNav. I will help you out as best I can with iNav, but I've never messed with it. You can head over to my Discord server, and I will definitely help you out as best I can. There's a couple other really good people over there that help out when I'm not around. And I'll drop a link to that right there if you're interested. Yeah, John, that's exactly what it is. It's a stupid security camera that they put in a pretty orange box and put under the FPV category at Banggood. I don't get it. It's the same quality as a security camera. Awesome. Very, very good low light video. It's crazy, but pretty useless for what we do. Actually, I gave it to a buddy, told him strap it on his quad, and if he destroyed it, I didn't care. He failed. All right, well, let's see. How long have we been doing this? This is going on about... I don't know. I don't know how to tell how long I've been streaming. I feel like it's been a while. About an hour? Yep, it's been an hour. Okay. So, come up to the 1 hour mark. And honestly, I'm kind of running out of ideas. You guys have any things you need to talk about, want to talk about? You got any problems going on? Go ahead and drop it in the description there. Tag me. Put the @ sign, tweet FPV, type your message. It'll highlight in yellow. And I can head on over there and give you some advice if I can. Weather's getting nicer down here where I'm at. I've been doing a lot of indoor racing, a lot of outdoor racing lately. Been breaking stuff left and right. Retailer of choice, Get FPV and Pyro Drone, and RDQ. Banggood, it's kind of going by the wayside. I think the American companies are figuring out that if they stock the good stuff, they'll get people buying the good stuff. All right, well, I'm winding down here. Let's go ahead and pick the grip winner. Have I tried Emu Flight? No, I haven't tried Emu Flight. I want to try it on... What was I going to try it on? I think I was going to try it on my Gecko. I don't fly the Gecko very often, and that has one of the old Helio spring, the 20x20 Helio spring boards on it. And as, I don't know if you know, but the support for that is gone. So, probably going to try it on that. I would like to try it on one of my Mobilo 6s. I have two of them. I have a race and I have a standard. The standard one, I actually removed the motors and I put the new iFlight 0802 motors on there, and those things are really nice. They're kind of pricey, but after having a motor fail mid-flight in the middle of a race, I don't know, I'm willing to spend a little bit of money on some good motors. Actually have bearings, built well, they're quiet, the thing doesn't sound like a blender anymore. It didn't work on your Mobilo 7. That's unfortunate. It is kind of early though, I think. I think it needs a little bit more development before it gets there. All right, let's see. Let me play a video for you guys while I set this up. And yeah, let's do this one here. I'm really proud of this video here. This was one of the the funner. I'm actually really proud of. Stop it! Oh, technology is failing me right now. Or I'm failing technology, one or the other.
Get you one more time. I really wanna cross the line. I do it all before I die. I wanna get it on tonight. I wanna get you one more time. I really wanna cross the line. I wanna get you one more time. One more time. One more time. One more time. And every way you get me started a fire now, baby.
All right. There we go. Got the wheel all loaded up. Obviously, I've shut the form off, so no more entries. Yeah, that hex tube, the infinity mirror, that thing is a absolute blast. It's only about 4 feet long. I really kind of wish it was about 8, but you build one pretty cheap. It's a couple mirrors from the local Wally World, some wood, some LEDs, and make yourself a big doorstop for later on. That thing's really cool, but it takes up a ton of space. All right, so this is for a set of grips. Winner of this, just I'll email you since I got your information, and we'll figure out some shipping. Here we go. Good luck to the winner. Congratulations, David. I've got the rest of your info. I'll reach out to you. I'll figure out which ones you're looking for. But yeah, so that micro race we did there, that was a ton of fun. And earlier that day, I gave my daughter her Emax Easy Pilot. And if you guys haven't seen this thing, you really need to check it out. Within about a half an hour of her flying, she was at that race and she was crushing gates. for a 6-year-old who's never flown FPV before. She was killing it. And that is a very, very good drone to kind of get somebody into the hobby. And here, this is literally probably 4 packs in for her, flying around. Now it's got a lot of cheats in it. It's got altitude hold, and the right stick in this case is pitch and coordinated yaw and roll. But in the goggles, flying around, hitting gates like a freaking champ. So proud of her with this. And then she flew it in her hair and scared herself, and she hasn't flown it. She didn't fly it for like 2 days afterwards. But you know, you know how kids are. But yeah, she's having a blast with this thing. So the review video on this, that'll be out probably next weekend. Been in the process of building a computer, so I've had other things on my mind. But that has been that's been a really good thing for her. And if anybody's interested in that, pick yourself up one there. And well, that kind of brings me to a close here. I've been streaming for about an hour and 15 minutes here. I really appreciate everybody who stopped by and said hi and cracked a coal with me. I really appreciate everyone. This hobby is what it is because of each and every one of you. Every person in this hobby makes the hobby what it is and makes it as good as it is. Reach out to your fellow man, help them out, whether you like them or not. Do the right thing. Like, subscribe. Check out my Etsy page if you want a set of grips. Click the affiliate links in the description. If you have any problems or questions, head on over to Discord. I'll help you out direct, and we'll get things solved. I'm not going to explain to you exactly how electrons move. I'll explain to you how to fix it. All right, guys. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for checking us out. I want to kind of try to make this a regular thing, but we'll see how it goes. All right. We'll see you around. Crack a cold one for me. Bye. Shit, how do I end this thing? Oh, yeah, there you go.